So you guys found out a little bit about this White Plume Mountain. You guys had, talked to Rurok Spleen Splitter's friend, whatever name that you wanted to give him, doesn't matter to me. And he basically had got this note. He told you the note, looking for these 4 items. He told you that they're located in a White Plume Mountain. And there is some lore and some legend about this wizard. It's called the Legend of Caraptus. And it's some wizard that fell in love with the mountain and disappeared there. Well, supposedly he's back after 1,300 years. Is he back? Is he still living because of some type of magic? Or, I don't know, is he a lich or something like that? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But this collector of rare and exquisite magic items had 4 of his items stolen from him. And you guys are now charged to find these artifacts and to bring them back to him while he is waiting patiently, getting just literally bombarded on a nightly basis in the Old Boar Tavern in Oakhurst. Of course, he's getting bombarded with Rurok Spleen Splitter as well.
Did he finish his mountain hoedown?
Yeah, Jot was happy he had one because Jot's back with you guys now.
Nice.
Yeah. So you guys are off the White Plume Mountain. You guys picked up some magic items on the way. Holy cow! There's pretty much where you guys were heading to. You guys were at the bottom circle there where the pointer is. That's pretty much Oakhurst. You guys are traveling north to close to Mount Hote now. But you guys stopped on the way. You guys had a week. You guys were able to stop in Neverwinter, spend all of that money that you guys have been just literally raking in and stealing everyone and everything blind. You guys had tens of thousands of gold, I think, that you split up. So,
Dave, do I have an opportunity for every rest to reduce my exhaustion?
Nope, only when it counts. Like I was saying last time. That's a nice try. That's a very good try, but when it counts, because there would be no penalty for dying if that was the case, you know what I mean? I guess it's just because it just wasn't strenuous enough. That was a nice try. And in fact, you can give yourself an inspiration for trying on that, Barlin. you can
I will definitely take that.
You can have an inspiration for trying. All right, so you guys have arrived to White Plume Mountain, and off into the distance, this huge white mountain stands alone, and this vast area of like moors and thickets and swamp marsh and all this other crap stinky up to your knees, some mosquitoes, swarms of flies and pools of quippers and all over the place. And you guys have traveled, and if you guys had any horses, you guys have to kind of leave it at a small staging point a couple of miles away from the mountain. And you guys actually found a natural cave on the side of the hill, well, on the side of the mountain basically. So it's like a perfect, like, cone, or I guess it would be a conical volcano, and it's almost like perfect. And there is a slow lava leak that you can see that's coming down from the top peak of White Plume Mountain, where there is a white plume of smoke. Now, that's exactly why it's called White Plume Mountains, because of this plume of smoke that comes out all day, every day, 24/7, 365, even though it's nothing like that in the Forgotten Realms calendar. And it streams up, up as far as the eye can see. Probably about 800 to 1,000 feet or so. And that's, like I said, that's a geyser. It's how it got its name. So, you guys find the entrance. And it's that cave. And it is a slope that's on the map. It's called the Wizard's Mouth as you guys start to enter the cave. And it seems like the cave is, it feels like as you guys walk into this cave, totally pitch black, by the way, and all you no dark vision blind people like Barlin and Garkin, usually it would be Elias too, but Elias is not here. He's back in Oakhurst holding down the fort. If you guys are doing any kind of building or anything like that, he's pretty much overseeing that. And it seems like as you guys are entering this cave, it seems like it is breathing. And you can just feel this hot steam, you know, hitting against your face, and then it kind of sucks back into the cave and whatnot. So it's like someone breathing. And it's like 30-second cycles. So it's not like it's just constant. It's like every 30 seconds. It's like the air is being sucked in and then it's being pushed out against you. Then you... yeah.
Sorry, Dave, I think you mentioned the fact that I was human, so therefore I don't have dark vision.
You are blind as a bat, man.
Actually, the item I purchased gives me dark vision up to 60 feet.
Did you get the oh, okay, I see what you got. Yeah. You got the belt of dwarven kind. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can see now. Barlin, you're the only one. You need to get some like goggles of night or something like that.
Let me level up and it's good.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna, yeah. Then nobody has to worry about it, huh? Unless there's some type of dispel or something like that, then you might be a little SOL. But you guys are hearing this.
I'll be able to see in magical darkness then.
Oh, okay. I got you now. You guys hear this whistling noise with this cycle of wind that's coming in and out. So
it's almost like
loud. Yeah. You guys are traveling in this cave. It's about 8 foot in diameter, and it's about 40 feet long. Kind of twists around a couple of real sharp corners. And then at the end of this cave, there is a like a crevice that's about a foot wide, and that's where all of the wind is being, that's where all of the air is like sucking in and out and stuff like that. And that's where all the whistling noises are coming from. Now there's also a stairwell that descends down. And actually it sort of looks like a fissure in the wall. And you kind of look around, and then you can start to see that there's a stairs, actually real stairs with tile and stuff on them. And then it descends down into more darkness for everybody except for Barlin, because he's blind, of course. So you probably got a light spell.
Light spell on my shield, yeah.
I gotcha. All right, so let's share White Plume Mountain, shall we? Oops, can you guys close that out real quick? That was the wrong one. Or this is my first time using Fantasy Grounds.
Tighten up, Dave.
So yeah, you guys I accidentally did that. Wow. So you guys travel down this staircase. It's sturdy, kind of rusty though, and the air is still warm, sort of like with the steam. A lot more humid now, and actually this air is kind of rancid and foul. And then you wind down the staircase about 40 feet or so, and you reach the bottom. And there is a huge, like, corridor, about a 20 by 20 foot room also, and it is totally submerged in water. And there's about a foot worth of water that is on the floor itself. So here you go. Here are your tokens. You guys are down there. A nice little Fantasy Grounds feature. You can just take that little green skull that's down in the middle bottom of the combat tracker and drag all your tokens out at one time, instead of dragging them out individually, which is pretty nice. All right, so let me get rid of Elias off of here. Totally forgot to take him out of the combat tracker. So no more Elias. He's back overseeing the project back in Oakhurst, because you guys were given that land by the council. So there's, as you guys are kind of looking around this 20 by 20 foot room, there's a hall that travels to the east, and there is as you guys are looking down this hallway, there is also like this whitish greenish type of algae that is floating on the water, and your feet are definitely getting wet. Like I said, this is about a foot or so deep, so your feet are going to get a little bit of squishy. So you guys can see down to about right here, and it looks like the cavern continues to go as well. And you know, the corridors here are about 10 feet high, and it looks like it's definitely been carved. The stone has been carved. You can just kind of see all of the chiseling and the cut marks and stuff like that. Looks like there's been a lot of like heat melting as well, sort of like reinforcing the tunnels also.
Dave, I'm going to be searching and paying attention as I move forward for like any traps or any secret doors or anything special, like markings on the wall.
Sure.
And things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What I'll do is anytime that, it's like I was doing with Elias, anything that there's like a pit trap or any kind of swinging pendulum axes or pikes that are going to jet out from the sides of the corridors, I'll do a stealth check versus your passive perception. So, but you've got a pretty good passive perception, so you're probably going to notice everything from here on out for the rest of the time we play Dungeons and Dragons with your passive perception. So, what do you got, like a 23 or something like that?
Yeah. For now, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty insane passive perception. But I like it.
I can get it up to 30 maybe.
Yeah. Ugh. That's pretty crazy. I like this hit dice. 3 classes, a triple multi-class. That's pretty good. Like I said, water on the floor is about 1 foot deep, and it's you know, slippery mud. As you guys are kind of taking your first steps, you can kind of tell that you're slipping around a little bit. No kind of, there's no kind of checks or anything when you're just traveling normal, but when you start getting into combat, a lot of the quick and sudden and sharp movement, there may be some acrobatics checks involved. Spaced about every 10 foot or so down the tunnels of these earthen caverns, there are, I guess there's beams and stuff that are made out of wood that are also holding up the ceiling, also making sure that it doesn't basically fall in on you. So what do you think, adventurers? You are now in White Plume Mountain. This is the place where you have to find 4 items. Ooh, level 8 too.
I think the person in the lead should be tapping a stick on the ground to make sure we don't fall into any pits.
Ah, that's a pretty good idea. That's a good idea there, Garkin. A lot of people don't think to do that.
Well, with the foot of water down there, we might not be able to see when the floor ends.
Yeah, it is a pretty dirty water. I mean, it is quite muddy, and then every time you guys take a step, it's not like it just cloudies it and mucks it up even more. So as you guys are moving down east, you can see, Garkin, that the corridor kind of moves to the north or to the left.
So I'll be using a javelin to poke at the floor as I walk to make sure I'm not stepping into any pits.
Okay, sounds good.
Z's is waist high, so as he's walking along, he's going to be sucking in a little bit and kind of doing the fountain out of his mouth towards Dagrich because he's right next to me for walking in.
You're going to be sucking in your gut?
I fall behind.
I will get your magic items on there. And I'm going to have to put something on there for your magic missile wand, too, to where you'll have like 7 dots on there for, stuff like that for using your charges and stuff. All right, so as you look north and you kind of peek around the corner there, Garkin, you notice a rather large but very mangy, bedraggled looking type of creature that has wings and a lion's head. And here's what you see, my friend. Give me a nature check, Mr. Garkin, as you... Oh, wow, what is that? You notice this creature as a geosphinx, and it is standing right in the middle of a sort of like a, I guess you could say, a three-way corridor, because you have dark vision now because of your belt of dwarven kind, and you can see that straight ahead about 30 feet. You can see it continues on past the geosphinx because you can see through his legs. He's a large creature. And then you see this thing kind of juts off to like the northeast and also to the northwest. And it definitely sees you, and it is staring right at you. And you know that these geosphinxes, they are quite an adversary. They are a monstrosity. They're not evil, but they will hold their grounds.
All right, well, I'll approach cautiously.
All right. In fact, here is the image of the Genosphinx. Quite a beautiful creature.
Too bad I'm not a druid. I could actually tame it.
It's looking at all of you as you guys are kind of rounding that corner. And it's just standing there. Kind of like maybe waiting for you. I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's being threatening or anything. It doesn't look like it is jumping to attack you. It doesn't seem like it's using any of its magical powers, which you know that they do possess magical powers there. Mr. Garkin, with your nature check.
All right, well, I guess I'll approach and say hi.
Hi.
See if he responds. He looks intelligent.
I love it. So, as you approach...
Come around and I see what it is. I want to use my counter charm ability to buff the party.
Counter charm. And what would counter charm do? That is a new thing that
Get
you
advantage.
have, I'm sure.
Advantage for saving throws for being frightened or charmed.
So you're breaking out your musical instrument and playing a quick tune for them or something?
Actually, my voice is my instrument, so I'm going to do like a poem or something like that.
Oh, Jesus, you're like Boys to Men or something. Oh, Boys to Men. No bagpipe? Come on, Rudrock.
I'm going to tap on my shield. I'm going to sound like William Shatner and the Sphinx. Yes.
Because
Don't listen.
I've got to, mister. So as you get to, you can start to see a, sort of like a, almost like a glass wall that's in front of you. And that's about 5 feet. So where this kind of like thicker line is right here, there is a glass wall, and you can walk up to it and you can tap it. And when you tap it, it kind of shimmers. So it is definitely it's like a wall of force. And this Sphinx, it walks up 5 feet and kind of tilts its head, and it looks at all of you. And like I said, this thing is pretty mangy looking. Looks like it's quite old. And the Sphinx says, I will let you enter if you solve my riddle. And then the Sphinx says, round she is, yet flat as a board. Altar of the lupine lords. It's the jewel of black velvet, pearl in the sea, unchanged but ever-changing eternally. What am I? As everybody's scrambling to Google to put it in. I'll put it in chat for you.
Yeah, thanks. I was going to say.
Round she is, yet flat as a board. Altar of the lupine lords. Jewel on black velvet, pearl in the sea. Unchanged, but ever-changing eternally. And it says, I will let you pass if you solve the riddle. They're Googling it. Anybody have any guesses?
Well, I played this 20 years ago when I was like 17, or more like 30 years ago, and I remember what the answer is. So I'm not gonna answer because I already know what it is, unless you changed it.
I'll take
Unless
a
you
couple
let me
different
roll on the
answers.
inside check.
I'm thinking.
I'll take a couple different answers. Jewel on black velvet, pearl in the sea, unchanged but ever-changing eternally. Round she is, yet flat as a board. Altar of the lupine lords.
I can't get past that first line.
A whirlpool.
That answer is incorrect. It doesn't seem like you want to come into White Plume Mountain and to seek out all of the treasures that are in here.
Z's not know what the heck you're talking about, so Z's just take a guess.
What is your guess, little kobold?
Weren't you listening?
Of course. I always listen.
Onyx pebble.
It is not a pebble.
A boat.
It is not a book, little one.
A boat.
A boat.
Clean your ears out.
I am getting quite old in age, as you cannot tell. But no, it is not a boat. Think about it. What is a jewel on black velvet? What does the black velvet represent?
The sky, moon.
Ah.
Wow.
That answer is correct, my friend. And the Sphinx kind of steps back and the wall disappears in front of you. So you don't see that shimmering anymore. And the Sphinx says, "You may pass." Good luck in White Plume Mountain.
Hey, Dave, can you remove the poisoned status for me, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten to it yet.
You're good. Before we pass, I want to stop and talk to this guy real quick. I have to ask him, how long have you been here?
For many, many years. I've actually lost track. I've been here for more than 1,000 years.
Ever want to leave?
No. Because I'm not allowed to leave. I am bound to this place.
By who?
A particular wizard.
If you could be freed, would you go?
What would I do? That is the question.
Whatever you want.
You go around the world telling puzzles, riddles.
Master Kobold, that is a pretty good idea. But I've been bound here by a mage named Caraptus. Maybe one day he will unbind me, and then I can travel the worlds once more. I can travel all of the planes, not just the one that we are on now.
Do you know anything about Wave, Realm, Soul Seed, or Black Raven?
I do. Those are the treasures of White Plume Mountain, and each one has a guardian. Thank you guys for the follows. Totally appreciate it. If you haven't followed yet, what are you waiting for?
Do you know these guardians? Do you know of them? What are we going to face?
I just know that there are guardians here. And plus, I'm supposed to just kind of watch who comes in the front door. And you solved my riddle, so it probably wasn't one of my tougher riddles, but it's not like I get visitors in here every day either.
Are you aware as the wizard here now?
That I do not know. I am bound to this spot. But I do know that there are protectors of the items that you seek. These items that have just been brought here as of late. And powerful items they are.
Since we saw the riddle, are you free to leave?
Nope. I am not. As the wall, it reappears behind you guys. He says, now you have to find him, or you will die. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. He says, there's no way out. Oh, wait, there is a couple of ways out. But you'll have to find these ways out. It's not like I'm just going to let you leave now that you've actually won your entrance into White Plume Mountain. Now you have to win and find your way out. If you
Is
can.
this in only?
Well, that answers my next question.
It is entrance only. Yeah, and then as you kind of look behind you, Zeus, and you kind of press on the shimmering wall, yeah, there's a force field there. But it shimmers every time you touch it, you know. It's not like it zaps you or anything like that.
Dave, I'd like to cast a 4th level spell slot.
All right, what type of magic are you casting?
It's bardic magic.
All right, and what does this entail, Mr. Barlow?
Armor of Agathis.
I think that's one of those there new spells.
That it is.
A protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration, which is 1 hour. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage. And then you can use higher level spell slots too. By 5.
That's I'm gonna drop a 4th level on it, so it's 20 points.
Wow, cha-ching. Right,
Are these 4 guardians equally as powerful as each other?
Oh, yes. They are quite powerful, much like myself. You can go to my left, you can go to my right, or you can travel behind me. But I will tell you this. These items that you seek are down each path.
4 items, 3 paths.
Good
That is
job,
correct.
Zeus. I was going to say the same thing.
They all join up later further down.
I will also tell you this. The Dungeon Master has incorporated an extra item into this prefabricated adventure by Wizards of the Coast. So that is why there is not a 4th path. And plus he's not a cartographer and does not have the ability to manipulate this map to make it look like there's a 4th map. A 4th path.
Does this giant sphinx happen to have a name?
My name is Sphinx.
Well, Sphinx, I have to ask.
As
I've
in
never
Michael
seen.
Sphinx.
Okay. Well, I have never seen one of your kind before. I've heard of your kind, but never seen one. I'm curious. I know this is a strange request, but could I have a clipping of your hair?
And what would you like to have a clipping of my hair for?
A memento.
I would like
A
to
reminder to free you on the way out.
I kind of like
I can't
that.
forget. I can't forget to take you with us.
Well, how about on your way out? I'll give you that, I'll give you that, and then maybe I'll take one from you as well. Only
Deal.
on your way out there. Okay. That is a deal. Michael Sphinx. Anybody know who Michael Sphinx is?
No, not right off.
Boxer.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yep.
go. I think he got beat by Mike Tyson in about 18 seconds or something like that. He was a good boxer, though. All right, adventurers, what say you? 3 corridors. Northeast, northwest, and straight ahead.
Hey, why was the Sphinx so boastful? Because he Sphinx, he knows everything.
Wow.
Nice.
Which way, guys?
Eeny meeny.
There you go. I've opened up the corridors.
6-sided die. 1 and 2 we go left. 3 and 4 we go north, and 5 and 6 we go to the right.
I like it. I like that.
Me too.
I like the randomness. I love to do that. That's why I like you guys to do the randomness rolls, because you can't blame me when that thing hits you. You can blame
Righty,
yourself.
tighty, lefty, loosey.
To the Sphinx says, here we go.
All right, so the Sphinx, Michael Sphinx, he steps out of the way, and once again he gives you a S-eating grin, and he says, "Welcome to White Plume Mountain." As he just kind of shimmers away and disappears.
Too bad, because I was going to say we'll be right back.
That was a pretty nice little chunk of experience that you got, wasn't it?
It sure was.
It was nice.
Yeah. Welcome to level 8. You guys are going to be getting a lot of nice big chunks of experience like that now. All right, so I'm getting your items added as well. So there's your.
Are we still in water? Was that Sphinx in water too? Or?
Yeah, like I said, these caverns have about a foot of water, and you're just sloshing your way. It's like a water, but as you take steps, you can just see it was a pretty brackish water to begin with, but it just muddies up even more and more and more with every step that you take. Now over here to the right hand side, you can see that it looks like a sort of like a 10 by 10 foot pool of water. And that's what this looks like. Looks like as you look inside, this entire, it's like a circular chamber. This entire circular chamber it looks like it's just filled with water, the same brackish water.
All right, I'll be tapping it with my spear to make sure there's no pit.
Yeah, there is actually a pit because when you
Sorry,
go to
javelin.
tap your when you're taking your javelin and tapping it on the floor, you're not tapping it on the floor anymore. The floor ends right here at the edge of the hallway or the corridor that you're in. Yeah, there's no floor there, so it looks like it is a pool of water. This dirty, nasty water.
And the ceiling's consistent.
It is
Same height.
10 foot. It is. Yep, 10 foot.
Anything falling or any water falling, or is it just a pit? Or
No,
just
just
a pool.
yeah. It doesn't look like there's any kind of current or any kind of like maybe a water vortex or swirling from a current or anything like that. No, just looks like it's a pool of water. How deep? You don't know.
Dave, I want to pull a ball bearing out of my pouch, cast light on it, and drop it in and see how far it goes.
It goes down a couple of feet. I'd say probably about 2 or 3 feet, and then it just dissipates. You can't see it anymore because the water is that dirty. You can see it for at least a couple of feet. And then you kind of, I would imagine you would probably stick your pike down as far as you can. And it's, how big is a pike? Probably about 6-8 feet or so. Maybe.
Javelin.
Javelin,
no,
that's probably
javelin
not even as
wouldn't be
big
that
as a
long,
pike.
right?
Yeah. You
It'd be about
poke it down as
3 or
far
4
as you
feet.
can. Yeah, and it goes farther than what your javelin can actually reach.
Well, I report that back to everybody else. They can't feel the bottom.
You want these
And
to
I'm
go
not
check?
going for a swim. I would never ask you to do that, Zeus.
I'll take that as a yes, and I jump in.
All right. Well, you have on you don't have on any armor, so you're good. You don't just sink to the bottom like it would be like Garkin jumping into the pool. So as you jump in, what are you doing because there's nothing's grabbing you and trying to pull you down or anything, and you
I'll
can
just remain down.
yeah you can
looking
feel the
for-
walls and stuff as you're kind of treading water, and it is rather slimy. The walls are slimy, and it doesn't look like the water level has been over this at all. So it doesn't look like this corridor's filled up with water and like drowned everybody inside. So that's the tube of horrors. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, it doesn't look like the water level has gone up above where it is now.
I keep swimming down.
Sure. You want to hold your breath and start swimming down? Sure.
Yep.
You start feeling around, and it's dark down there. You can't see anything. Give me an investigation check. And remember, you got three inspirations too, so feel free to use those, and you won't lose those, Zeus. Those are inspirations that you are just not going to lose, like everybody else.
I guess I should use that again then.
Yeah, totally up to you.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You're going to feel around again.
Dave, I'm going to use my awakened mind to communicate with Z's.
Okay.
I sent him a whisper.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So as you're searching around down there, Zeus, you're down there for about 45 seconds to a minute, and as you're feeling around, you're like, oh, ooh. You feel like a valve, sort of like and you know exactly what it would be because you're a kobold. You love all kinds of little tricks and gimmicks and switches and traps and all that. And I'm not saying that this is a trap, but this type of thing that you found is right up your alley being a kobold. And it's a valve. And, you're pretty strong. You're a barbarian. So why don't you, it seems like you can definitely turn it. It seems like it's going to be pretty tough to turn, but it seems like you can probably turn it.
All right, just give me a quick second here.
Sure, no problem. He's probably sending messages back. He's probably telepathically communicating with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops. That was the wrong item I put on there. So I'm going to put a couple of items on their sheets because
I think you are getting messages, right? No, Barlin.
There you go. I just responded to you.
Okay, Dave, I'm going to turn it counterclockwise.
Okay. So you turn it, and it takes a lot of strength. And by this point, you're starting to, you're going, maybe I might need to, submerge. I might need to actually emerge and get some more air here. So as you are, takes you a couple of seconds and a couple of, kind of do this passively, but it takes you a couple of good, strength bursts to get that thing open. And it's not like it just whisk open. You have to turn each crank, and every time that you turn this, you can hear stone on stone kind of grinding as maybe you're opening up something. And all of a sudden, by the switch, by this valve, you can start to feel water rush past your hand, and then you kind of feel, and then there's a hole now, and this hole is maybe about 3 or 4 inches in diameter, and the water is now sort of like draining out of this thing. And it's actually draining. It's actually got quite a bit of force to it. Not like it's like sucking you down there. I mean, you're not going to be able to fit in a 4-inch hole anyway. But yeah, it seems like it's actually sucking the water down quite quickly. And then you emerge back up towards the top and get your breath, and you can see that the water line is a little bit lower now than the floor. And the floor,
Dave, I'm gonna reach in and grab Z's and pull him out of the water.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and it's going down slowly. It's not like it's instantly, but you actually went down to about a 10-foot depth also, Z's. And it looks like it'll probably take about maybe 10 minutes or so for this thing to drain out, because there's like a lip. You can see that there's a lip in the corridor to where the water isn't going into the room. But if the water went over the lip, which it does, then, it really doesn't, but yeah, but if the water came up over the lip, then it would go into and keep filling up the hole. So, but yeah, it does, it actually will, it will drain out. And then after,
shall we wait for it to drain?
Yeah. After about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, it does drain out eventually. And it's just like a 10-foot pit.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Well, at least you're not going to be walking in water anymore.
That's exciting for you.
I love it. That was anticlimactic.
Was there anything that drained down there?
There's a valve after about 10 minutes or so. There's a valve, and there's just a very slimy looking, like, stone floor, natural stone floor.
I'm going to shake myself off all over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a wet dog does.
Good job, Z's.
And then there's like I said, there's that 4-inch hole or so that pretty much drained all of the water out.
You know what? I'm going to climb down and look through that hole.
Okay. It's just it looks
Dave,
like
I'm gonna
just
use
a hole.
my rope of climbing and
Nice item. I like that. What's the command word for
I'm
that
gonna tell
thing?
him not, so he gets advantage on climbing checks. Hell if I know. I could say go or straight. If I say not, it'll tie a knot every foot, and it'll shrink from 60 feet to 50 feet, and you have advantage on climb checks if you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that rope. It's pretty inexpensive.
Am I
too.
breaking up?
So I guess the water just
a little
empties into a cave or something.
500 gold.
Yeah, a little bit, but not too bad.
Oh well, I climb back up and we'll head onwards, I guess.
Use
Cool.
the rope. Yeah, you get up. No checks needed.
Well,
Mm.
this is going to be like one of those little things on my waist. You know, with your keys on, you let go of the keys, it goes whoosh, and comes right back up in.
Sort of like the Wonder Woman rope.
Right.
Your golden rope. Sorry, Ed. That's not right.
Right.
It's definitely not right. Shields. That was crazy.
With my invisible plane, yeah.
All right, we're done with the pit.
I am.
Yes.
If he didn't find anything down there, yeah, let's move on.
No, just no. Doesn't look like it has any use. Maybe it might have some type of significance later. I don't know. Maybe it has significance now. I don't know.
Did the water in the hallway drain out?
No, it
Should
had a lip that was preventing it from
okay.
going into. That's why it was able to drain out fully. So that was actually added in by the dungeon master. So kind of because it doesn't say that. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, so if they open up this valve, this thing is continually going to just spew water down in there, and then that's not going to seem realistic. So I went ahead and I put the lip on there, so you can blame me for it. So as you guys move north, there is a large chamber that actually appears to be entirely covered in water. It looks like a water-covered room, and then on the far side, it looks like there are some steps that you can see, and I'm gonna open up this room for you guys. Okay. Oh wow, that's really fucking awesome. I didn't do that. All I did was, it's really good. Working as intended, maybe? I don't know. All right, work for me here, FG. Come on. All right, so you see this room, and across the way there are some steps that you can see that ascend up rather sharply, about 10 foot or so. And like I said, this entire room looks like a pool. And you can kind of see that this water is maybe a little bit clear because you can actually see that the floor in front of you kind of follows a shallow. It looks like it drops off, as you can kind of see around the border of the room, kind of going like this way.
So if the water's
Like
clear,
a
that
ledge.
means there's some current.
It's not totally clear, but it's much clearer than what you guys were just kind of messing with in the other chambers as you guys were entering this place. But all of the water in the middle is definitely, it looks like well, you can definitely tell that it kind of drops off, and it's much deeper because it's a lot deeper than, you can't see the bottom. And
How
then
high
it
is
kind
the
of gets brackish
ceiling?
as well. Same thing in here. The ceiling in here is still about 10 foot tall. 10 foot from where you're standing to above your head, about 10 foot. Celestian, thanks so much for the Twitch Prime.
I cautiously
appreciate it.
step in.
Thanks so much.
Same, tapping away at the javelin there. So I'm at a lip there, and there's a path that I can see to the left there.
There is, yes.